Hey, Awesomes, how's it going? Trying to get the Google Chrome thing up here. Okay, there we go. How's my Awesomes doing today? Welcome, or week 13, whereas week 13 is kind of almost over. I know that you all are still working probably right in here in the proposal section. So I did want to come up with a couple of videos and just reiterate a few things. A couple of emails just asking for clarification, and I just wanted to double clarify, or maybe I'm clarifying for you for the first time, so I apologize for that. The sections that only sections you really need for the research proposal, the introduction section, a background of the problem, and then the system that needs changed, right, based on your research thus far. Recalling the videos that I recorded last week, we talking about upstream thinking and thinking about how it's the systems that need a lot of times with upstream thinking, it's a system that needs changed, right? It's either a way of thinking about the system, the people that are in the system, these type of things. Often, not always, but often, is where we'll find upstream thought, right, and ways to kind of think about the change that needs to take place in an upstream way about the issue, about the problem, right? Because remember, we're not necessarily thinking about looking at these problems at the end, right? We're trying to look. Am I doing this right way? Okay, upstream, right? Where um, and I think I use like the Chicago example. I think the Chicago public schools is a great example where they were collecting data from a bunch of different data points, and they found this thing about ninth grade. And so when they discovered that information, it's like, what do we do with this data, right? What needs to change so that we can affect the change that's necessary for ninth graders to affect the change we want to increase graduation rates, for example, right? And one of those system changes was the thought process of how and where teachers are placed, right? The teachers with more seniority, the teachers that had the most experience, the teachers that had the most training, the teachers that had the most education in dealing maybe specifically with what a ninth grader needs. They were teaching the quote unquote easier classes in 12th grade, or lower enrollment classes, or whatever it was, right? And so that seniority thing was the seniority system that kind of had to change, right? That was the system, right? It was based on a lot of the data points that they collected. And so, well, I know we don't have time to maybe collect as much data like that. We're going to we'll have to do kind of a um, protracted version, this semester. So I understand that completely, but I just want us to be thinking about it, right? More than, I don't want us to approach these problems in the same old way, and just try to think about them a little differently. We're not looking for perfection. We're not looking for, this is the exact system I know that we can change. This is a potential system perhaps that needs to change, and where we can see maybe that there's ways of interpreting data. There's ways, or maybe there's a system within the data where the status quo is, and now we can maybe think about the Expedia example, right? Okay, this is what we do, right? Got this division over here, they do what they do. This division over here doing what they do. And the system was that there was no communication, right? These individual departments weren't communicating. Could be something like that too, right? So there is no really wrong answer, right? Where do you see maybe a lack of communication? Where do you see systems not working together? Where do you see a system that's maybe not operating in its to its fullest potential, even too, right? So that's what we talk about when we talk about the systems. That need change. So anyway, just FYI about that. So I wanted to just kind of review that as a friendly reminder or refresher for thinking about that for if you haven't submitted your project proposal yet. So anyway, so that's that. I'll be back to you as soon as I'm done with this one. I'm going to come back to you with the project 3 recommendation report itself. I've got a template as well as a review to go over that with you guys. All right. So I'll talk to you all shortly. I do hope that you are staying safe, and of course that you're staying awesome. And please do not hesitate to reach out to me if there is ever anything I can do for you, answer any questions, or if you just want to chat. All right, guys.